and we don't acknowledge them at all as a society, and no one helps people go through this shit. So,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. We're all screwed, is basically what I'm saying.
I'm telling you right now, if we talk about age on this episode, I'm gonna leave so sad. Like, I can't. I literally cannot stand the thought of that.
You know what? Today was the Animal Crossing Direct, and I just got to watch a fake little happy island full of fake little animal people doing happy, fun stuff. And I'm like, you know what? This is what life is about. We should just do this. They seem to have it figured out. Maybe I'll just play video games until I die.
Why not? Who makes that? Who makes Animal
It's
Crossing?
Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
Recording
Perfect
in
timing.
progress.
Recording in progress. Welcome to Inspirations Beyond Disabilities.
That's not fair. I don't have bass in my voice like you guys do. I can't freaking do that.
Yeah, you do. Of course you do.
Yeah,
Just-
but you do it like the TikTok girl. You go, recording in progress.
I will never. I will never.
You upspeak. That's what you're supposed to do.
I do not. I will
Recording
not.
in progress?
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress?
When have I ever done such a
I didn't
thing?
say you specifically, but that's what you get that ability to do that. We get to
Yeah.
go recording in progress. You know,
Yeah.
like
If I ever in my life do that, I need one of you to immediately cut me off and be like, Kai,
No.
you're doing it. Because I can't.
Then do the other podcast voice. Recording in progress. Like they go into gravel at the end of their sentence.
Oh, the vocal fry? I have
Yeah,
really
vocal
bad
fry.
vocal
Oh,
fry.
I can't do that,
try
yeah.
so hard not to do that, and I like just kind of happens, and I'm like, no.
Really? You have vocal fry? That's weird.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate it. I can't control it. I mean,
so Kai, I'm digging this and look, it's definitely like screaming early 2000s emo vibes. Like I'm
hell
digging
yeah,
it.
dude. I'm getting ready for my Blink year, bro.
You like
There you
the
go.
Emo
set
for life.
the whole setup is good. It's just like, yeah, no, this podcast isn't being recorded in 2021. This is
Right.
This is a My Chemical Romance podcast from the early 2000s.
Yes, that is my goal. It wasn't my goal, but now it is, and I've reached it, and I'm happy.
Love it. Chumbawamba will be in the house shortly. We'll be right back with 311 and Blink 183.
183.
Oh my God, dear Jesus, Jason, what the hell?
Welcome.
Oh my
Ezrick.
God.
Hey, Ezrick, how you doing?
Good. I'm sorry it took so long. I was picking up some glasses from the doctor's office.
I gotcha.
I assume we're live by that recording in progress thing, but we're not really doing the show. Ezrick, your mic is coming in from something else. Like
Yeah.
Really, really bad.
No, not really, really bad, but it's definitely not what I think your intended mic input is.
Yeah, it's hard to
Because
understand.
this is the issue that I'm having. My earpods just shit the bed yesterday. I couldn't pick any up. So what I'm stuck with right now is either I put you guys on speaker, I tap out today, or we deal with my headphones that are in right now. Maybe if I turn off the fan, will that help?
No,
No.
we don't hear the fan.
How about now?
It would literally be easier if you turned off your camera and used it like a phone. You know what I mean?
That's what I used to do. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's
Put a
nothing wrong with
sock
that.
on it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
yeah.
You don't actually have to put a
Yeah.
sock on it.
Right. And if anybody's interested, my audio description is today I am a flaming pillar of fire with boxing gloves. That's what I look like.
Forgot we did that.
Hey,
Hold on.
Jasmine.
All right, Dave, your turn.
Hi, Shy. Hi, Jasmine. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
That's Kai. I came into a chat once and she was like, hello. And I was like, oh, that's it.
That's the new I'm calling it. I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
I'm reclaiming that place. I am now
Love it.
that person. Except
Hello.
not that person. But I have the new
This is-
catchphrase.
Love it. Love it. So welcome to Inspirations Beyond Disabilities again. I wanted to say follow Unsubscribe. It's a great podcast. And check out the Snack Network where Dave tries unusual foods so we don't have to. And I wanted to talk about foods because that's what's up there. Is there like a food that you guys can't like get near your mouth?
Ketchup.
Ketchup.
I
Interesting.
second that.
Ketchup is the look. I like tomatoes. Tomatoes are fine. Tomatoes are wonderful. They're fresh and good. I understand there's bad tomatoes. Everybody has bad everything. There's bad everything.
Mhm.
Ketchup, on the other hand, disgusts me to all hell.
Same.
It's the worst.
Same.
It's the worst thing I've ever seen. It smells terrible. If you're sitting with someone who like takes a whole big plate of fries and goes,
Oh my god.
and I
I know
can,
Jason loved that.
and then I get a whiff of that smell of ketchup,
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
die.
God.
I'd rather not eat. My entire appetite goes away. I'm not gonna eat for whatever I had on my plate to eat. I'm like, yep, no, this is ruined. I take
So I
one
have
bite
to
of.
ask,
Yeah.
because I agree with you on this, but like, what do you do to replace ketchup? What sauce do you prefer?
It depends on the thing. It depends on what I'm putting it on, because people put ketchup on literally
But like more
everything.
or less, what is
Hot
your go-to?
sauce.
Hot
Frank's
sauce.
Red Hot.
Okay.
Frank's Red Hot sauce.
Okay. So I'm either hot sauce or barbecue sauce. It depends on what it is, but like either or.
But like if you're talking fries specifically, like in the French fry example, I'm gonna use vinegar, like malt vinegar, like drench that shit in malt vinegar. I'm all about it. Go for it. Then you can, put hot sauce on a burger instead. I put stadium mustard on hot dogs.
Fair enough. What's stadium mustard?
I mean, did you say what is stadium mustard?
Yeah, what is that? I've never had it.
What?
Well, I mean, maybe at a stadium, but I never went to a store and had the choice.
I mean, you can buy it at the store. It's definitely one of those things that you think of when it's like at the ballpark, like at a baseball game. But it's like that darker yellow mustard that's kind of spicy, and I don't know. It's different than yellow mustard. Yellow mustard, as I've gotten older, kind of doesn't vibe
I
with
always
me.
just called it spicy mustard or
We always call it-
or
we always-
spicy brown mustard.
But
Yeah,
not Grey Poupon
This
style,
thing,
like
right?
Dijon, right?
I mean,
before.
you're asking blind people to do a visual based thing. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. I just realized how fucking whack that was.
I mean that, and we're also trying to see it off your phone screen on a tiny.
Right.
But
Okay,
anyway,
well,
But
Point-
everyone in
point-
the chat just hit pause and they're not listening to us and they're looking at that. They're zooming in going, yeah,
look,
that's it, Kai.
I'm sorry.
Jeez.
state-
Burn.
I call it stadium mustard, and the collective. I mean, I probably still have bottles of this in my pantry because I just buy it in big packs because it basically never goes bad because it's mustard.
Oh.
They probably still have Chief Wahoo on it. Like it is
Gotcha.
very much branded in this area as like Cleveland Indians mustard. Like
That's
it's
what I was
kind of-
going to
it's-
ask because you
it's-
don't have a very good team in a stadium, so you have to hang your hat on the mustard, right?
Oh.
Ah,
Wow.
Clap, clap.
the Indians aren't that bad.
They're
No,
not
I
the
don't-
Indians anymore, by the way.
They are currently. They still the Indians.
Are they?
Oh.
I'm
I thought
not.
they
go-
changed their name.
They are becoming the Cleveland Guardians as of next season.
Oh, I thought they were going to be the Cleveland Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I mean that would be hilarious, but no. But as of right now, they're still the Cleveland Indians, and not that I'm saying that in a way like they're always gonna be the Indians. Like I don't care. No, like I think the
Right.
Guardians is super cool. The Guardians has a historical reference of the bridge going down to downtown Cleveland has these giant
Right.
Guardian statues on. Honestly, it's super cool, and I cannot wait to see this. Plus the logo is so similar because like it's just a cursive word of Indians, and Guardians is
Mhm.
almost exactly the same when you take a cursive G. So like, I don't know. I'm on board. I'm fine. It's cool.
Love it. And Ezrick, I wanted to know, you don't like peanut butter, but can you take peanut butter in relation to chocolate, like Reese's Cups?
Okay, so
Oh.
Reese's Cups, I can't because the smell of peanut butter is so overpowering.
Okay.
I love peanut butter.
I do too.
But
Me
for
too.
some reason, like the Quaker what is it? The Quaker granola bars, the peanut butter chocolate chip ones, I can deal with.
Okay.
But like something that like it has to be more chocolate than peanut butter for me to enjoy it.
Right.
Like I won't enjoy a Snickers for some reason. I don't know if it's just the peanuts in it or if it's just I don't know.
Now I feel sad for you because the
Wow,
Snickers is the go-to like candy
That's my
bar if you're hungry.
that's my absolute go-to too. Like don't get me
I'll stick
wrong,
with my
like
Twix and my Crunch bars.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
good Crunch
gonna
bars.
fill you up. A Snickers gonna fill you up in a way no other candy bar is going to. You know?
If you're hungry, and you need like a one kind of like just give me something to get me through the next like several hours. The Snickers will do it. It's not a perfect option because it's still just chocolate and caramel and peanut butter and whatever.
Right.
Here's the real question, guys. This is a couple weeks ago, and by a couple weeks I mean probably almost a couple months ago. We talked about like sensory overload, right, and like how this thing can kind of like manifest itself into changing our emotions. Do foods like I grew up and my mom always insisted that I was like the pickiest eater in the world, right? I ate so many basic things, overwhelming amounts of different flavors and stuff. And as I've gotten older, I've kind of learned that like it's just kind of like I like specific things, and things I don't like kind of ruin it for me. Like if you were to put ketchup on something, it would completely ruin it. But it's not that I'm not that I'm a picky eater. It's just like certain things just hit me in a weird way. Does anybody else feel this? Kai?
Yep.
Well, I do agree. Ketchup is trash. I just want to say that again for the people in the back. I don't know how many times we've said it, but it's never enough. Ketchup is trash.
I love that everybody's
so I will say the smell of ketchup, and I agree, because the thing is, right, if the smell of your ketchup permeates the food on my plate, I'm angry. You've angered me. You have offended me deeply. Get that shit in the trash. I don't give a fuck what, because people are like, no, it has to be Hunt's or whatever the fuck. It has to be, what are the
No, it's
brands
all
of
ketchup. All ketchup.
All ketchup. Literally all. I don't give a damn who made it. It is.
I don't care if it's Honey Dijon special fancy gourmet ketchup at the fancy restaurant. If anything, that's worse, because then it's got seasonings and spices in it that like permeate the smell of the world.
There.
Yeah.
I do not give a damn if Gordon Ramsay rubs it all over himself. Ketchup is not good, and it will never be good, and nothing. And that's what Jason walked into. That's horrifyingly embarrassing. Anyway.
Gordon Ramsay smothered in ketchup sounds like Donald Trump's dream steak. You know what I mean?
Oh my god! Yes, it does.
Can I just say this? I know Jason probably, like I know for a fact in Chicago, it's like murder to put ketchup on a hot dog, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Ugh.
Good.
Everybody does that.
See,
I mean, like I'm with you, but like everyone does that here. Everyone. Every single
everyone
person
does everything wrong in Ohio. Okay, so
I was at a bonfire cookout, whatever you want to call it. We had a fire pit. It's a fire pit. It's not a bonfire. It's just a fire pit with some wood and some fire in it. And we were making hot dogs. And everybody's like, "You want some ketchup?" I'm like, "You guys got stadium mustard?" Like, no. They're like no. Like the only condiment was ketchup. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'll just eat this plain hot dog. It's fine. Like,
yeah.
Yep.
But literally everyone else is like,
yep. I think that sound
the sound
ketchup
effect was just
perfectly.
perfect.
Get you some
that
ketchup.
Little sound that Jason
I can't even do it.
Not even that sound. Just the reaction sound brings me life. You did like a like I can't even. It was the sweetest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Aww.
I don't remember what the question was that you asked me. I'm sorry.
Are these things, these overwhelming kind of things like ketchup, because we're just all in agreement on ketchup, like does that affect your emotional state with food, like in general, like as a big, like do you think these overwhelming smells, overwhelming tastes are like a consistent problem for you more so than you think other people maybe? Like I was told I was picky so much. I was told I was the pickiest eater in the world.
Oh, that's a great question.
And like I don't think I am now. Like I definitely don't think that's the case. But I was very much sensitive to it as I grew up, and am less so now, I guess, because I know what I like and I know what to avoid.
Right. And your taste buds have been dying for what, 29 years now?
I mean, yeah, but the amount of hot sauce and vinegar I put on shit, I'm sure I have very little taste buds left.
Right. That's the
Fair.
process.
So I wanted to agree and say like another thing I know I don't like, and it's texture based, which I'm sure like,
Mhm.
everybody's had this problem, not even just us. But tuna, I don't like tuna. I don't like tuna salad. I don't like the only time I could take tuna is in a sushi roll.
Ooh.
I want
Interesting.
sushi.
I can't eat sushi.
Or
It
maybe
scares
sashimi, but
What?
like when it's like that
Yeah.
mush, nasty, like out of the can tuna, it's just gross to me.
I hate the smell of tuna. Tuna,
Oh,
all
that's
tuna.
too.
yo. You know what? It's also the smell. See, I didn't even think about that. Forgot tuna.
It's tuna. I've had tuna in my life.
Mhm.
And it's not a problem. It's not even a taste thing. It's literally all a smell thing. It's just the smell of it that I'm like, nope,
Yeah.
this makes me feel gross. I can't do it.
But what's weird is every once in a while I'll go and get like a Subway tuna sandwich and just love it and
Oh no!
just sit there in disgust and be like, oh. So I don't know what it is, but I pile that thing with everything so it doesn't taste like tuna, but there's still tuna in it.
Can I admit something right now?
Mm.
Does anybody else love garlic the way I love garlic? Does anybody else?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
everybody's
I
like
will
the
put
smell of.
so much garlic on everything. Literally
Ooh.
everything.
As long as
What-
it's not raw, yeah.
We make this a big buffalo chicken sandwich with this. We take a big loaf of garlic bread that you just like out of the frozen section. Now, because me and my significant partner love garlic and garlic bread so much, we have a problem. When we open the, don't tell anybody this. Nobody tell anybody this. Don't tell her. I told you guys
Just
this.
between us. Only us.
just between us. When we take the garlic bread, like you take the garlic bread out, the loaf out of the package, and plop it on the pan to bake it. You take the bag after that, and you just go. We just huff in the garlic.
Yeah. Yep.
What the fuck?
That's correct.
So good. It's
And then
so
you put
good.
more garlic on it because you got to go hard. You take the garlic out of the fridge, you put more on it.
And we buy this really good frozen garlic bread that's just already loaded. It's good. Giant Eagle. Yeah.
I love that. I have my roommate make garlic bread because I can't. Like my garlic bread just ends up tasting like ass, but his tastes like, restaurant garlic bread because he overdoes it and I just can't,
You're just afraid. You can't, like listen,
Right.
Listen, I
Plus-
cook hot
plus
wings.
Garlic powder is white, butter is white, bread is white. It's not a good thing for
Fair.
me personally.
You're just guessing based on feel, which is really not a good idea.
It's like having a Caitlin quiche. You don't know how much salt's in that.
I cook hot wings. One of my favorite things for me to cook is hot wings, with like a big deep fryer, the whole 9 yards. I know. Hot
Air
grease. Yeah, deep fryer.
Ooh.
Grease. Real freaking fryers, everybody. Here's the thing. A toaster oven and an air fryer and a convection oven are all the exact same things. They're all the same. All three of those are the exact same things. But if you're going to make hot wings, you make them in the deep fryer. Shut up, TikTok. I'm not going to use an air fryer recipe. But I do it, and I make the sauce. I use a buffalo base from another company that's actually called Moore's. If you can just get Moore's buffalo sauce, it's great. It's not just because it's my last name. I have no stake in the company at all. But I will add all the. I will add. I don't.
Sponsored by Moore's Hot Sauce.
We all add it. I add my own spices, my own seasonings. I add a bunch of things to it to make it a little bit more.
So
unique.
it's Moore's buffalo wings.
Yes. Anyway,
more in more.
This one time I was just eyeballing it, and I should never eyeball anything.
That's funny.
And I poured so much garlic into it. This thing was just garlic. These were just garlic coated. It was so bad, but it was so good. Have you ever been to Subway and asked for garlic bread? Have you ever wait? Hold on, I just remembered this. Have you ever been to Subway and asked for their garlic bread? They were doing this like
No.
right before COVID. Here's what they do. Let me tell you what they do. Okay, you walk in, you say, "Can I get a foot long?" Whatever, and then you pick your bread and you can I get garlic bread? And they'll go, "Yeah, sure." They pull out this giant and I mean giant, like the size of like Jay's entire body, just massive. And by that I mean like he's really tall and big. They take this whole thing out, okay, and they take this giant scoop, and it's just garlic butter. It's just a giant tub of garlic butter. They go in and go, and then they put a big glob on the side of the bread and then smear it across. Then they go in again a second time, and then they go
get past you smearing that stuff all over Jay's body. You did that.
They go in, they get it again. They take a giant scoop, put it on the other side of the bread because bread has two sides because it's a sandwich. It goes together, and then they smear it across the whole other side. Then they toast this shit, dude. This is the most garlic butter I've ever had in my entire life in a single bite.
Wow.
Okay, like it was disgusting. I'm sure they did it wrong, but they did it wrong, and it was the most garlicky butter garbage I've ever had in my entire life.
Now I'm intrigued,
Butter
but also
garbage.
scared.
Go to Subway and see if they do this because it was horrifying.
Order your butter garbage today at Subway.
So is this episode going to be called garlic hand butter or like hand garlic butter or garlic butter garbage or like is there a
hand
theme
butter,
here?
Hand butter to garlic butter, garbage butter. I love it. I got to get me some Subway garbage butter today.
Garlicky hand butter.
Get out of my way,
God.
Jared. That's my hand butter, garlic butter.
Oh
Garbage
no! Okay, I'm walking out on that
Let's
one.
not
Checking
follow
out.
the footsteps of Jared. Let's leave his
Let's not touch that. Let's leave him alone.
You know
So
what's
what you
weird?
told him not to touch.
Like
Oh my god,
I
I'm
don't
so sorry.
I don't mind eating eggs. I hate the smell of cooked eggs. Like if I walk
Fair.
into a room where somebody cooked eggs, I'm like, oh, I gotta go away. That ruined it.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
More or less, I can tolerate them, but I don't like them. I don't know if it's like the texture or the smell or the
Yeah, it's the
taste.
smell for
I'm not a
me,
big
yeah.
fan. I'm just not a big fan.
Texture is a really big sensitive space for me too. Like if something's not exactly the texture it's supposed to be, or even like
Right.
when you go to like I don't know if you have like a BD's Mongolian grill where they like make
Oh,
big giant stir fries, like a big giant, like a single piece of somebody else's anything that you didn't put in it ends up in your stir fry. So you get like one little tiny, like it could be as minute as like a pea, right? Like it's just a pea. Like it's really just green corn. Everybody needs to calm down. But like even that small thing is like, it's almost like a traumatic experience because you bite into it and you don't know it's coming. Like you didn't see it.
Right.
It wasn't in your plate. It wasn't something you prepared yourself for. I don't know. I hate that.
I hate random textures in my foods. Like stir fry is a big one because I'll just suddenly hit like this squishy texture and I'm like, oh, was that a mushroom or a bug?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
you didn't see it. You just took a bite of it. And that's the other thing that like I mentioned this kind of in our meeting, which is like talking about how if you go to a restaurant and you order a plate of something and they give it to you and then it comes with a different presentation than you're expecting or any kind of garnish, right? And it's not that that's a bad thing, and sometimes it's great, but like just the fact that you've handed me a plate with something that I visually can't perceive or understand, I am now just actively stressed out about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I think of kimchi. Like when I know you don't do sushi, but I didn't know what kimchi was. And I took a bite of that and was like, I didn't know that existed. Like straight horseradish, like the heroine of horseradish, kimchi. Ah, gross.
This is why I don't do sushi. The plates come out, I have no idea what I'm looking at.
Man, just
But
order
the funny thing
Angus.
is-
They make a sushi that's made out of Angus beef and cream cheese, and then they deep fry it. Try that.
That sounds
awesome.
horrendous.
That's awesome. That is.
Oh my
great.
God. I think Philadelphia rolls are similar to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it's beef, but I do know they have cream cheese in a Philadelphia roll.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what about olives or garbanzo beans?
Olives are gross.
Olives are disgusting.
All olives.
All
all
olives.
kinds.
Yup. It is the worst. I grew up in Spanish culture, and one thing that we cook with all the time is olives. So you'll
Really?
occasionally find an olive in your plate, and if you're not expecting it and you don't, know to like
Mhm.
pick it off, it is the worst thing to bite into. So like exactly what he was
Huh.
saying about the pea in the stir fry, I was getting it 100%.
It's it's
I
one of
don't
these
mind them
things
on
that,
pizzas or like some sort of dip, but I can't
No,
eat olives whole.
no,
No. Oh,
no.
gross. No.
I feel like most people know to like people who have no vision impairments of any kind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can like see things that are in their foods that are mixed in that are
Mm-hmm.
not.
Right.
Like we're just going in blind,
Yep.
like literally
We're just
to our
freeballing
food.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of the Mediterranean flavors, though. What about you, Kai? It looked like you had an opinion on olive.
Oh no, I'm just chilling, just listening to y'all. I like olives, and I knew I'd be
Okay,
the odd man out. So
that's fine. Like
The way she said
how?
it, I like olives.
Like straight olive? I'm
like
just curious.
how? Well, yeah. I mean, like okay, black olives aren't great.
Mm-hmm.
Kalamata. God damn, I'm not smart. Those ones,
Don't
they're
say that.
great.
Never say that, guy.
You know what? You're right. You're
Don't
right.
don't downspeak yourself.
Well, that's
Don't speak.
what's interesting is having a visual impairment is exactly that. Like I don't know how to say what's written on the can because I don't really see what's written on the can. It could be Clamato olives. I don't know,
Tomato.
Chlamydia
I hate
Oh,
cursive font.
Right, cursive
let,
font. What
like
the fuck?
let me tell you something. Let me embarrass myself for a moment. Right?
Yes,
Because
let's embarrass. It's
that's
time to
what
embarrass Dave.
this is what it's all about. Barks root beer.
Mm,
Barks root beer. The Coca-Cola branded root beer. The one that comes in the silver cans.
yeah.
I am 29 years old. It was about when
You're
I
so
was
old.
28 years old
So
that
old.
I learned that it was called Barks root beer because I could never read the can
Right?
because the logo is just nonsense. It just visually is complete nonsense.
Exactly. It's black with a silver border on a silver can.
And yeah, it's awful.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. It's
Right.
as a graphic designer, it's also disgusting. Like it's also just like as somebody who studied design and color theory and shit for
Right.
freaking like 5 years straight, it's horrendous. It's just one of the ugliest cans and logos ever, but it also is impossible to read, which also just goes against everything I understand. And so, sure, I just called it root beer. I didn't know what the name of it was. I just
Right.
pretended. I had to pretend for years, right? Somebody like, you want a Barks? And I would be like, I don't know what that is. I'm like, why? Why'd you call it that? Why don't you just call it root beer?
It wasn't
I know what
very
A&W root
embarrassing.
beer is. Mug root beer also has a horrendous logo, but at least you can read it.
Right. I'm trying
That
to
is
go
a
through my
fact.
mind thinking about logos that I can't read. And I just don't, but I don't like try. I don't try and read things.
Okay, leave
so-
him on the thing. Sorry.
Yeah,
I,
I go by
Don't
color.
did.
Like Sunkissed, I go by the color of the can. It's it's
But
a
then
lot
you
like,
very easily could drink a Crush. Like you
yes.
you wouldn't know.
The worst thing is Mountain Dew had a lime that I loved. No, Gatorade had a lime flavor that I loved, but then also came out with what was that, jalapeno and garbage flavor?
I don't even know what this is.
It was cucumber and
Oh.
jalapeno.
Oh,
And
yes.
And I would always
Yes.
grab that by mistake, and that's so not lime.
No, it's horrendously awful.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And I've drank like 3 of them in my life trying to go for the lime,
I hate that like we need to be overly cautious on things like that.
Mhm.
And when logos do very similar things, Mountain Dew is actually a really good example of screwing this up lately.
Mhm.
Their zero sugar equivalents of their exclusive limited time flavors, extremely hard to tell the difference.
Yeah.
The Baja Blast in particular, sugar-free Baja Blast looks, if you're really looking for color, you can tell the difference. But if you're me, like,
Yeah.
nope, no, I just accidentally grabbed sugar-free. It's not as
Yep.
good. I'm disgusting and want to kill myself with the sugar. So, whatever.
And why is we all know it's Mountain Dew, but the flavor's small. the logo is big, the brand is big, but the flavor's small. And they do that on creamer too. It's like, I don't know what I'm getting. Why can't they make the flavor big and the Mountain Dew average size? I already know what it is. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
just don't
no,
know the
they're-
flavors.
Their flavor naming convention design philosophy at Coke and Pepsi right now is just getting bad. Like,
Yeah.
it's just these are little things that they don't think about,
Mm-hmm.
right? For people like us, for normal people who can just see things and everything's fine, no big deal. I'm sure it's not a big deal that the logo on the bottom part of the Gatorade, you know, you have to read it. You can read it so quickly if you can just see it.
Right.
But when the color of the liquid itself is the same color, the label's the same color,
Mm-hmm.
and the flavor is written tiny in a little section on it,
Right.
it's just a problem for us. It's not. The solution is stop doing that. Get better design patterns.
Mm-hmm.
But also I realize that that's kind of a nitpicky thing to complain about. And
I wouldn't mind bumps on the label, you know, like Braille.
yeah,
Tell me what flavor it is in Braille. At least show an attempt. Like, I don't read Braille, but maybe I'd start. So
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You know?
We are at a point where these companies can make whatever shape bottles, whatever
Yeah.
kind of nonsense they want, printing Braille onto the boxes of Cheez-Its to be able to tell the different kinds of Cheez-Its or whatever.
Right.
Shouldn't be this difficult. Like, it would go a long way. It would actually also be an incentive to learn Braille. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
that's what I'm
Like
saying.
because the reality this is a completely off kind of topic, but like the reason I don't read Braille is there's no use for me to read Braille. You know what I mean? Like they were never going to accommodate that in school, right? By the time I learned to read Braille, the accommodations that I had would have been gone, right? They were
Right.
pretty much gone or not in void, or they would take so long to have printed me Braille that what would have been the point? So I never learned Braille in school, which is probably when I should have learned it. In college, they could barely get me a large print anything, regardless of, you know, right? So if they can't get me large print, they're not going to get me Braille. like let's be real.
I'd rather read an audiobook than Braille, but I don't.
Right,
know Braille,
exactly.
you know?
Exactly. If you're going to give me an accommodation, then just give me audio because that would be so much better, and that probably already exists, right? Like
Yeah.
somebody's going to have to print a Braille book, and that's going to take so long that it's not going to matter.
Right. And if you have the Orcam, like elevator buttons and other things are accessible already, so you don't even need Braille.
Right.
That's a shout out for Orcam. Congratulations to Brittany on her sponsorship.
Yeah, I'm
Hey.
getting messages from people on TikTok that are like, "Look at this cool thing." I'm like, "Thanks,
Mhm.
guys. Thanks. I'm probably not anywhere near getting sponsored by them, and I'm probably also not budgetarily available to get them. So,
Yeah.
but I would love the ability to try it.
I think they offer leasing too. I think that's what I'm looking into.
I have
Wow.
so much money for leasing something else in my life. It's not like everything I have costs money to lease, basically.
Right.
On top of the subscription plans it takes to use the things. Sorry, this is just me complaining about money.
That's fine. I don't leave the house, so if they gave me a sponsorship, it would be me looking at my house. You know? Not a big
I
use.
leave
for
my
that,
house,
you
so
know?
if you're listening, Orcam, hello.
I leave my house all the time.
Wow.
Yeah,
How do you do that?
it's scary. It's very scary.
Yeah.
It really is. I'm not gonna lie. Today, I had to ask 5 or 6 people just to find a building entrance. So
Wow. And how many fuck yous did you get?
mm,
5.
there were people that walked away. So I'm gonna say like 2 or 3. You know?
All right. It's New York. That's why I asked.
Yeah, it's
And I didn't get any like audible fuck yous, but like maybe they gave me what you call a New York hello.
has anybody ever really had a good, reliable experience with asking people for help? Like,
No.
like can we like really
Like strangers, right? Like
break...
public
yeah.
strangers.
No, I don't mean your friends or people like even acquaintances, right? Like
Right.
somebody you kind of know, sure, they might help you out, but like like even just like asking like a bus driver, like
Right.
like anything, literally anything at all. Like, is this the right? Like, am I getting on the right one?
Yeah.
And
I
they're
get
like,
that.
they'll do this. They won't even say read the sign. I'm sorry, I'm
Uh-huh.
pointing for their audio listeners, right? They'll point
Wow.
at the sign, and you're
Visual
like,
cues, Dave. That's a burn.
The funny thing is he's complaining about people giving visual cues.
Yeah,
And
Right.
he's giving visual cues.
you're
So
like,
the
you're,
irony in that is
look,
just perfect.
Well, my
Once-
question is like, how do you trust somebody? Like, I asked somebody, "Is this the yellow line?" And they said yes, and I was like, "Can I believe that?"
yeah, I know. Like, and here's the thing: is when I've literally snapped at this. This is the bus driver example. Is like they'll point at the sign, and I know they're pointing because I just
Mhm.
understand that. And I've been in such a bad mood in the morning, and been like, "Bitch, if I could read the sign, I wouldn't be asking you."
Right.
And then she just looked at me deadpan, and then I just had to get on and hope to God I was on the right bus.
Exactly.
They didn't give me the answer. Not did the problem get solved. You know, stupid. You know, you used to have to call out the bus stops. Now I have to visually rely on knowing where to get off.
Right.
That's so stressful. You know how hard it is to get off at the right place when all the houses look the freaking same.
Yep.
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 The funny thing
Depends.
is,
That's
Go
why I
ahead.
ask, how do you go out in public? Like I was out in public just yesterday, and I asked my friend, how do you do this? And he's like, what, drive? And I was like, no, be out here.
You have to just have to do it.
Yeah, I guess.
It's one of those things we just have to accept as, I don't know. It fascinates me that they have these accommodations, these things.
Mhm.
Like you know, the GPS of the bus is supposed to use a computer voice to tell me all the stops. Next
Right.
stop is whatever street and whatever. It never does that anymore.
Really?
No, they none of them do that anymore. They're
the
all
funny
there.
thing-
And
Go ahead.
what am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to call and bitch to? You know, like no one.
Yeah.
Am I getting on the bus and go, hey, can you turn on the audio stops? The bitch will be like, no,
No.
I don't want to. It's
'Cause
annoying. That's
I'm
what
a
she'll say.
bitch. I'm a bitch from Cleveland. This episode sponsored some bitches from Cleveland.
Oh my god!
It's the same lady every day, and we pull into the station. This is why I say this. I have no name for her because obviously I could never read her name tag even if she has one.
Right.
And we pull in to the station because it's like on the route, and we pull up, and she literally just screams to somebody about something every single day. She'll be like, "Yeah, Toby, you know the body." It's so nonsensical that I have no idea what she says. She does this every single day. I'm like,
the
bitch,
greatest
shut up.
moment in podcasting I've ever heard in my life.
I'm like, bitch, shut up. If we don't keep going, my bus leaves 2 minutes after this one's supposed to be dropped off. So you better hurry up. Pedal to the metal right now.
That's
Okay.
scary. I used to ride the red line, and they told me if you go one stop past where you're going to go, you're going to be in a neighborhood that you don't want to be in.
That's
And so
literally that's Cleveland. That's
But I would
the
have
red
to-
line in Cleveland.
I'd have to listen for my stops, and it would be like, if I missed one, I would be like, oh God, did I go too far for like the next series? I'd just be like, oh, did I go too far? Until I heard that.
The thing that got me through that process was just doing it every single day.
Right.
Just having to go downtown every single day for classes, being forced to do it every single day. You learn every stop. You learn even insignificant little things like this person literally gets on at this time every single day with this colored backpack and this thing. Like there's things you can start to rely on.
Yeah.
Right. And count on, like,
Right.
because believe it or not, people are creatures of habit.
Mm-hmm.
And these are things that you can also, I mean, like, it's not necessarily 100% guarantee, but
Yeah.
like even just a reminder that, oh, I'm actually not that early because, this person hasn't got on. They literally stand in the same spot, get through the same door, and sit in the exact same seat every single day next to me. Like, it's whatever.
I'm wondering, hey, Kai, does public transportation sound harder than actually like getting a ride from a coworker or a friend, or you know what I mean? Not that you have any
Yeah.
experience with either one. I'm just going theoretically.
No, yeah. Because when you ask one person, you have to figure out whether or not they're gonna be, shitty and bail, and then you're gonna have to rely on whatever public transport you've got.
Right.
But oh my God, I'm not. All that sounds like such a nightmare that I don't know if I'd be able to make it through even one experience because I'm soft. So I feel like
You don't
better
strike
off
me as
asking
soft.
people.
And it's the funny
Yeah.
thing about that statement is you present the opposite of soft.
Yeah, that outfit
a
doesn't say
fact.
soft. Look at those
You-
tattoos, that hat. You're hard in the yard.
Oh yeah, I'm hard in the yard.
Oh my god, that statement.
I'll
done.
tell you.
I like that.
I'll tell you why I take public transit, and I'll tell you why it's the thing I do.
Do it.
I don't like people.
That
Yeah,
makes
That's
sense.
valid.
I don't like
like-
counting on people. I don't
I
like
like owing
relying on people.
Yeah.
It's a pride thing. If I can't
Yeah.
do it on my own, then we're not doing it.
Yeah.
Period.
I hate
Period.
owing people. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
My girlfriend picks me up almost every single day from work. It's out of the kindness of her heart.
Mhm.
And she'll send me about 5,000 apologies, text messages if she just has to like go do something when she would
Aw.
normally pick me up. And
Aw.
it's like, stop it. Look it. I wouldn't work at this place. I wouldn't go to this thing. I wouldn't have done this thing if I couldn't have gotten home on my own.
Right.
Right,
If I have to
right
if I
on,
have
yeah.
if I have to do it on my own, that's fine. I very much appreciate the help, but in no way are you ever obligated to help me with anything at all.
Bars.
It's just a performance thing she does to show you that she cares.
Right, and it's to spend more time with me and do more things
Yeah.
together and all sorts of like there's layers obviously.
But at least she's not like, I ain't fucking picking you up and leaving it like that as a text, you know? She's like,
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
sorry, I can't. So at least you know she cares, you know?
Right.
Because at some point, people consider us a burden. The scales get tipped, and we're no longer this fancy thing that people love helping. We're a burden that they suddenly don't want anymore. And nobody
still have to-
tells us when that happens. They just disappear or get mad at us.
Right.
We still have to wear we still have to wear masks on buses and public transit. There's still a mask
Yeah.
mandate for public transit.
Good. Good.
And one day I was leaving. I was already late. I had to poop, and then I had to leave, and I was running out the door. And
We
every
got poop
detail-
in the show. We got
Yeah, I was
poop
gonna
in the
say
show.
we did it.
Tell
We
us more
did it.
about that poop.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you any more about that.
Come
And then I was
on.
running
Fecal
out the door.
Tangent, fecal tangent.
I was running out the door. I was already late. And I realized I forgot a mask. So now I was double late. I had to turn around and go all the way back to get a mask. And then at that point, I missed the bus. Now, my other option was to Uber, but the reality is I'm not going to pay to Uber because fuck that. I don't have money for surge pricing. And so my other option is to ride my bike, which is ridiculous because that's a 7-mile bike ride. But I had to do it. And I'm my girlfriend's watching and like basically from the security cameras and stuff and sees what's happening. And she's like, you could just call your mom. Like you could call your mom and ask her to come just get you. She's retired. She's not doing anything, right? My goddamn Prime says, no, I can't do that. No,
Right.
no, I
Yeah.
can't do that. I have to do this. This is what I have to do. Now I need to book it and ride my bike 7 miles when it's fucking 80 degrees out. And I got to be in, pants and real clothes because that's, just part of where I'm going. And, I slammed into a couple tree branches because they're just, falling and they're on the sidewalk and it's great. And so I just got to do that. And I got to be very angry and extremely tired for an entire day because of pride.
Once you get yourself a mountain bike, I'm pretty sure that'll be easier over going branches.
Oh, you're right. No, I have a beach cruiser. I have a beach cruiser. It's great. It has no gears, no shifting, no nothing.
Yeah. Get yourself the mountain bike. I think
Let-
that'll be easier.
Let me tell you why I like it. I like it for I like coaster brakes. I like being able to pedal backwards and stop very quickly. It feels safer to me. I like my
Wait,
big
you like back pedaling to brake?
yes coaster brakes. They're coaster brakes.
Oh
You
my
pedal
god,
back.
no.
You
no,
pedal back
that-
to brake. Hand brakes scare me and make me nervous, and they don't work nearly quick enough.
No,
and-
backpedaling, that killed me one day. I crashed to a bush or a tree or whatever.
It's because you're not used to it. Handbrakes are way slower and do not stop nearly quick enough if I'm going to run into something, which, believe it or not, when you ride a bike as a blind person, you are at high risk of running into shit all the time.
I know that's why I don't do it.
I love when sidewalks are closed and they're just like basically like here's a line of caution tape. Fuck y'all.
Here's
Fuck
a
y'all.
chain. Here's a chain just going across the driveway.
Yeah. Fantastic. Great. I just slammed straight off of that into gravel.
Hell yeah.
Fucking tastic. I love it. I ran straight into caution tape, gone off into their gravel, whatever, like where the sidewalk is, gotten
What
up and
about
like, well,
hoses?
their one thing that was warning people is now just gone because I just totally fucked up the caution tape. Just gotten up and just like kept going. Like
That's
you're like,
funny.
wow, that's good. Stupid.
What
fucks.
about hoses on the ground? Does that do it to you?
People don't have hoses on the sidewalk usually.
Yeah.
That would be
Okay,
a
so-
rare. That would be a rare occurrence here.
That would
So-
suck if you were using a cane, though.
Yeah, that's my issue. So like today, I'm walking down the street, and I guess somebody was either like power washing the sidewalk, or I don't know, like they were doing something with construction where there was a hose on, like a thick hose on the ground, and I had to step over it, and my cane caught on it, and it took me a while for it to register in my head that it was just a simple, step over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what that is, right? Is it a
Mhm.
hose or is it a continuing thing?
Exactly. Like, is it a wall? Is it a hose? Is it a manhole cover? You don't know.
Right. Is it
One
a real
time-
snake?
Yeah. One time, this bag just floated into the sidewalk in front of me, like just apparently, and it was moving all around. I thought it was an animal. I thought it was a fucking animal.
That's
Scared the shit.
hilarious.
Literally scared the shit out of me. Like not not
Literally?
yeah, not actually literally, but like figuratively.
Another fecal
And I
tail from
and I
Dave.
ran, and I'm like, I'm so glad I'm on like a suburban road that no one saw me just like book it away from this fucking plastic bag.
That's
No
funny.
one saw me. I looked around. I'm like, well, no one saw me. It's cool. Cool. It's just a fucking plastic bag. It looked like a fucking snake or
Yeah.
a giant reptile.
Yeah.
Like it just wouldn't make any sense. Or like a scorpion would scare God. Anything. It could have been anything. It's
Mhm.
just terrifying.
It's the movement. It's sudden movement that you
Yeah.
suddenly need to react to,
Yeah.
That messes me up.
Yeah, don't go outside. Point of this entire conversation. Don't eat ketchup and don't go outside.
Wow. Wow.
So essentially, you're trying to promote a new generation of introverted hermit
Yeah.
crabs.
Yes.
This is Jason's goal. This is the entire point of Public Access America. It's a goal.
Yeah.
That is awful.
To scare people
Poor
into their
Jason.
houses.
Poor
Stay
Jason.
in your houses. Don't go outside. Life
Poor
will destroy
Jason.
you.
Poor Jason.
Nah, I'm good with that. Check out Public Access America for more introverted perspectives.
Oh my
I
god.
love it. So, something funny that happened to me was I was at the doctor a couple of years ago, and you know how when they're done, the nurse walks out, right? Well, usually I follow the nurse and she takes me to the door, but she went down a different hallway and then made a left, and I followed her into the break room. And she turned around and she was like, "Hi," and I was like, "Hi." And that stuff happens to me all the time. I have to remember, I have to tell them when we walk out, I'm following you, right? And they're like, "Oh, yes, no problem." Those are the weird things I have a problem with.
I love that the Cleveland Eye Institute, the Cleveland Coal Eye Institute, it's coal eye, like eyes, is the most complicated building to ever get around in your entire
Can I
life.
just say something?
Yeah.
It also sounds like E. coli.
I
Just
knew
saying.
you were gonna say that, and then I was gonna make a poop joke, and I was like,
Alright.
It's the worst. It's the worst building ever. You have to eat. You need
Yeah.
someone to follow, and no one will guide you to follow.
Right.
Would you say the building is shit?
Stop.
I wouldn't actually say that. It's actually a very nice building. It's just horrendous for
Yeah. Even sighted people have a problem navigating in hospitals. I follow my friend and he's like, "Oh, here it is. Nope. Nope. There it is. Nope. Nope. There it is. Nope. There it is. I mean, hospitals are not easy to get around. Right. So what else is going on? We're towards the end of the show, actually, believe it or not. Wait, did Dave, did you
Wow.
just freeze, Dave? Yeah, Dave
Oh
froze.
shit! Freeze
What a-
frame.
That's a first.
That is a great image. Look at him. Dave
I
just
know,
won the
that's a power
lottery.
stance right there.
Yes. Dave
hard
will
in the yard.
destroy you. I'm pooping. I'm pooping. Join the pooping.
Ah.
Oh, that's got to be the cover art.
Now Dave's angry with us. Dave has left the
Spectrum,
show.
damn it. Freaking Spectrum.
Dave's so mad at us, and he's back. Hey, Dave, we apologize. We didn't mean to
Hello.
make fun of you. Hello.
Oh my
Join-
You
God.
made fun of us.
Join the
You made
pooping.
fun of me. Oh my gosh.
Hey, if you can't hear pooping in your podcast, Anchor is not the way to go.
Now
Oh
we can hear
my
me.
god.
Fuck Spectrum. Fuck.
No.
Fuck Spectrum.
And he comes
knew
in
that
hot.
was
Fuck
coming.
Spectrum. Fuck Spectrum.
I knew
got
that.
it. And Dave is back.
There were 5 Spectrum trucks on my street yesterday. It wasn't yesterday. It was the day before. Let's live. If I'm gonna exaggerate for the point of a story, let's be at least honest about the exaggeration. There
Yes.
were legitimately five Spectrum trucks on my street 2 days ago. That's ridiculous. What were they doing? And my internet has been horrendous since then. Like,
Wow.
it's getting worse.
Hmm.
And Spectrum calls me at least 3 times a day now to recommend me to their fucking streaming platform that no one fucking wants. Why would I pay them an extra $10 a month for shit that I already have? You know, like what kind of fucking cable channel do I not have with a combination of Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Prime Video? What the hell? HBO Max? What the hell else could I possibly watch? What? Please, for Apple TV Plus, because I just bought an iPad. Please tell me what the fuck else I could watch, Spectrum. Please tell me. I have literally an hour and a half a day to watch TV. Please tell me what else the fuck I could watch.
Wait, are they legitimately charging you for their like?
No, but they call me every day to tell me that I could get it free for 7 days, and then they could add it on for $10 a month for 3 months, and then it would be $24.99 a month moving forward to have their Spectrum TV streaming. What the fuck? I have my mom's goddamn cable login. Come at me. I can fucking watch everything that's on cable remotely from my house. Please, Spectrum, tell me.
That's what I was gonna ask. Are they're charging for that remote watch feature, or is it just?
They're basically offering that remote watch feature as a standalone independent thing. I don't pay for Spectrum cable. I pay for internet only, and I guess I pay for a landline because it's cheaper to have the landline than it is to not have it at all.
Mhm.
But I already pay like $107 a month for goddamn internet. I'm not
Wow.
paying $24.99 a month for cable. I don't have time to watch cable.
On top of the $200 you're paying for all the other streaming services.
Right, exactly. You know, like what are you gonna give me? Please tell me.
Please.
Okay.
Okay.
One of these times I'm gonna flip out on them.
A
I gotta
cable
call-
box that hums and dies within,
Yeah.
I don't know, 3 months.
I gotta
Legitimately, if I was to plug my cable box in, you just hear like a fan just shitting the bed.
I got a call from the robot voice that calls a fraudulent experience has happened on your social security number. There is a warrant going to be out for your arrest.
Oh,
right?
those are the best. You know, you gotta fuck with them.
Oh no! So here's how this went. You ready? You ready for this story? They said to talk to the up next available officer about your situation, press 1. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna press 1. Right? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna see what happens. And so I press 1 and I say, hello. And they say, yes, how can we help you? And I said, you tell me. That's all I said. That's literally all I said. The guy went, fuck you, and then hung up. Like,
Perfect.
You know what I would have called them? I would have called them a mother chode, told them to go fuck himself.
I like that.
And
then you tell
know?
then you tell them they're dead ass. That's what you do.
No,
Because you're Ezrick. Because you're Ezrick. They're dead
Shut
ass.
Shut up.
Dead
That's not how that
ass.
word works. Okay, you're misusing the word.
It's true. That's not at all how it
I know
works
it's
in that
not.
one.
I
That's
just wanted.
so funny.
I just wanted to throw it in there.
But legitimately, like, you just gotta curse at them in their own language. Call them a band chode, call them a mother chode, yeah, that's how you get them. That's how you fuck with them. Because half the time they're just some Indian piece of shit. Like, no offense to anybody in India, but like they're just some
No. Let's be clear about this. Let's offend some people, Ezrick. Let's fucking go. If you are in India and you are sitting on a telemarketer system that is designed to fucking scare U.S. citizens that their social security is being used for fraudulent information. If that is
myself from this episode,
if that is your job in India, then you are a fucking piece of Indian shit. Like, let's be clear. If that's your job, if you were any...
Hello?
I'll take this time to say that if somebody's a piece of shit, adding the word Indian to it does not make a difference. It doesn't personalize it. It doesn't have to go that far. A piece of shit is a piece of shit regardless.
And that's your job, is to scam people. This is where we're going, Jason. This is where we're going. If that is your job, if your job is anywhere to do that, you are a piece of shit. You are a garbage human being, and you can die.
Yep.
Like, seriously, okay. I don't care what race you're. I don't care where you're from. If that's your job, whether it's in India, whether it's in Australia, whether it's in Kentucky, Alabama, I don't care. If your job is to call people and manipulate them into being scared to give you money, to screw people out of hard-earned money that they have, you're a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. You're a garbage human being.
That's a
Welcome to
fact.
politics.
I do agree with that.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are, but
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what accent you have. If you're scamming people, you're a piece of shit.
yeah, and you know you're doing it. You know you're
Mhm.
doing it. It just happens to be that India seems to be where a lot of our calls come from, but like it doesn't
Maybe.
matter. It doesn't. Yeah, maybe it just seems like it. It doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter what accent you have. If that's your job, you know that's your job. You know what you're doing. You're a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed. And there's no protections from scams anymore. That's my issue. The world is scam, and
All
you
of it's
can't-
scams.
It's all scams. You can't get away from it. You can't.
That is a fact.
Even ketchup is a scam.
Yeah.
You know what you could do.
And we come full circle.
You know what you could do. You could eat things without ketchup. You know what's going to change in your life? Nothing.
Nothing.
It's going to be so much better because you're not going to have ketchup.
You're gonna have less acid, less sugars.
You're going to spend less. You're going to
less
spend.
preservatives, less
you're gonna s-
fillers,
yeah,
less
you're gonna
artificial colors.
You're going to spend less. You're going to waste less money on a thing you don't need. You're going to save money on ketchup.
Yeah,
This is all how it goes.
that's right.
I love that
It
Kai's just like
starts
hiding
with ketchup.
completely.
It starts with ketchup, and then you move on to other things.
Yep.
And I don't care. I use Duke's mayonnaise on everything.
As I take a big sip of my McDonald's coffee. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
One coffee I can never go for.
Oh, it's the best.
You know,
It's the best cheap ass
Oh my God.
fast food coffee is
no,
McDonald's.
No. Oh my God. Their coffee tastes like
Well,
burnt.
it's not Sonic. Dude,
totally-
don't they put like ice cream in their coffee?
Sonic
I swear
is
I heard that somewhere. Like Sonic coffee puts like ice cream in their shit.
Wow.
Sonic is
Don't quote me on
Sonic is
that.
so out of the way that I would never. What I mean is,
We don't even, Sonic doesn't exist in New York City.
look, the best coffee is Dunkin'.
Ooh.
Dunkin' has the best coffee. Period. End of story. Screw Starbucks. Get out of here.
Yep.
Starbucks
Yep.
is always
Yep.
burnt. It's
Yep.
gross.
I second this.
And look, there's a couple Starbucks drinks I like. We're not going to completely hate on Starbucks, but like
What's your favorite coffee drink from Starbucks, Dave?
a Frappuccino. The
I
Frappuccinos.
like it. Now I can make fun of you for your Starbucks conversation. Let's move on now.
Wait, we're talking about food here now. The point of this being,
Look at him. He's getting all red now.
I
He's
brought
embarrassed.
I brought this up because I made a comment about how you don't need to waste money on things
Yeah.
you don't need, like ketchup, as I take a sip of an iced coffee that I did not need.
That's funny. McDonald's is ass. Everything from McDonald's is
It's
ass.
the most readily available, cheap ass fast
Oh
food
my
coffee.
God. But their coffee tastes burnt. I don't know why.
Oh, it's
It
you're going to
does.
you're going to the wrong McDonald's.
No, they all do. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. their coffee tastes like the coffee I had at college from my college cafeteria.
Oh, the college cafeteria coffee is the worst, and it's
Exactly.
and it's 3 times the price of anywhere else.
And you know what the worst part is? Nothing you can do to that coffee will make it taste good. You can add milk, creamer, sugar. You could throw freaking bricks of freaking sugar in it, and it still tastes like ass.
Yep, 100%.
I remember because one day I bought a coffee from the cafeteria thinking, all right, I never stay awake in this political science class. What is it going to take? Bought myself some coffee. And this coffee was so terrible. That's the only reason I stood up, because I'm a cheap ass and was like, I'm going to finish this coffee. I paid for it. I'm finishing it. So I slowly sipped it during the whole class. That's the only reason I stood up during the class. It wasn't because the coffee gave me a buzz. No, it's because I'm cheap and refuse to let the disgustingness of what I paid for go because of how much I paid for it.
Do we all do this? We all do this, right? This is the I paid for it, I better
Yes.
use it mentality.
No.
So even if it's shitty
Really?
coffee, like I won't
No?
throw it out. You like this
I'll
is this
throw
is
it out.
oh, see, this is depends. It has to be really bad for me to throw it out. The same way
Yep.
that I've never actually walked out of a movie. Like I've never actually done that. Like except for Pirates of the Caribbean 3 because that movie sucked. That was the only movie we ever
Ew.
walked out of.
Wow.
And my brother walked out of Star Wars Episode 1, which I still think is hilarious because he tells me that the prequels are amazing all the time. But that's to bring this back to last week.
I walked out of New Hope when it was in the theaters when it came out. Like, I don't know which episode it was. I just couldn't. It's so campy. It's just so campy. I'd rather watch.
You walked out of
Battlestar
Episode
Galactica.
4 in 1977?
No, I saw it originally when I was like 6, but when it came out again in the theaters, remade, I was old enough to be like, I asked my date if we could just leave. I'm like, this is just the worst. I'm not a Star Wars fan though. You know what I mean? It's too cheesy. It's just too campy.
This is sad. This is saddening to me
Why?
because I love that movie.
I'm with you. Guardians of the Galaxy is the best space franchise.
I didn't say it was the best movie ever, but I think Episode 4, A New Hope, is one of the greatest movies to watch. It's not one of the greatest movies ever made. That would be a lie, but it's
Right.
it's a very fun time.
I'm just laughing at the struggle it took Dave to muster up those words.
Right. Because he knows Shy's listening and he's like, I gotta stay Shy friends. And she loves Star Wars. I don't know. I
love Star Wars. I absolutely do. I'm not going to deny the campiness of that movie. I'm not going to deny it. But Episode 4, 5, and 6 are way more fun to watch than any of the prequels, and I'm going to stand by it.
Agreed.
I understand the campiness being a problem, but that's like part of the charm of the whole thing.
Okay. I like 5 and 6.
This comes from the same guy who told me that he freaking loves the 60s cartoons. Like, it's the same exact reason. It's the same exact reason that you just watch Episode 4 and know that it's all like that.
It's yeah. Maybe it's because it was on a big enough screen for me to see the campiness. Like on a regular size TV, you don't notice it, but you see all those. You see like the Death Star and then the paper in the background. You know what I mean?
That is the problem of like the re-releases.
Yeah.
And stuff like the I don't know, the seal is broken. If visually impaired people, I hate when I can see this. When you can see the flaws in things like that and we're like blind. Like,
right.
Like I can't imagine what it's like to watch those movies as a sighted person who's like can see it 100%. It's the same reason that playing old video games, even though like we can play them on modern devices, like unless they're officially being emulated by the company, like I don't know, they feel right on an old CRT. Like to play them, like the best possible experience is a 32 CRT TV. If it's in any other format, if you try to connect it to something else, like it doesn't feel right, it doesn't look right. It's not. You see the flaws, you see the problems, but because I have the nostalgia for the old CRT, like even the fuzz, you know what I'm talking about, like the inclarity of the fuzz of an old TV, like doesn't bother me.
Okay. You lost me a long time ago, but I was hoping that you would say something that triggered and I would be like, oh, I get what he's talking about now. But I don't game and I don't know what a 32 CRTV is.
Like an old big tube TV, like a big
Oh, okay.
like if you were to pop a VHS here, we'll just use use a thing that's not gaming to make you feel better about it. If you popped a VHS tape into your big giant, 60-inch flat screen TV, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
gross. But if you pop that same VHS into your old ass TV, you'd be like, this is fine.
Oh, okay. I get it now. That's amazing. Sorry. Welcome to Inspirations Beyond Disabilities, where we all just stare at Kye for a few minutes.
Yeah, Kye. Let's just look at Kye. Kye in her emo room.
Oh no.
Hell yeah,
Staring
dude.
with
This
my
is my
ears.
whole ass house. This is my emo house.
There you go. Let's take some of the pressure off.
Yeah, no, we'll just stare at Jason.
Stare at
Yeah, let's
Jason.
all stare at Jason.
Look into my eyes. Bring me money.
Because that's not creepy.
Bring me food. Give me power.
I hate the tarot card shit
I
on
like that.
TikTok. I hate it. I don't know why it's making me think of it.
Tarot card effect?
Like
I've got,
all the like the fortune telling, like
readings.
the
Oh,
readings,
yeah.
all that crap. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Hey,
I know
what's a
everybody's
tarot reading?
fortune. No way. They're
That's
evil.
for you, Dave. I'll grab it. Do you really think they're evil?
They're evil.
Somebody was doing with Pokemon cards, Kye. If you haven't seen
Oh
this,
no,
my-
no,
I'll
that's
send
just
this-
disrespectful.
I
I
don't mind
didn't
evil
send.
things, by the way.
If you haven't seen this yet, it's the funniest thing ever. It's tarot card readings based on the symbols, but they're using Pokemon cards. It made my day.
That's awesome.
That's the best thing I saw on TikTok today.
Are we wrapping
mean,
up with
I
a Dave
feel
tarot
like-
card reading?
Yeah, it's Kye about to read my tarot card reading. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, man. Get my little crystal ball, my little sage thing, do the whole nine. I'm
Yep.
gonna offend so many people by making these jokes. But I feel like anything could be a tarot deck if you wanted it to, right? I don't know.
That's
Let me
kind of how
not.
I felt. That's what I realized about this when somebody used Pokemon cards. They were completely making a joke out of it. But what's the difference?
Wow.
Like really, like at its core, they're like, here's a Caterpie. Something must be bugging you. You're like,
That's funny.
Oh, that's cleverly annoying.
I'm like, this is brilliant. And they just keep pulling cards, and they're like, I'm not even gonna tell you what this one means, but it's dark. It's bad for you.
That actually is really funny. If you could send that to me, that would be great.
Yeah, no, I
because
will.
I do laugh at shit like that. That's
This
funny.
is my favorite thing today. That's
I like that.
what's your favorite thing today, Jason? This is how we're gonna wrap up the show.
Your
Oh,
smile.
I like that.
My smile.
Ooh,
Yeah, having you
look at
back. Your
that.
smile. Your personality. You're glowing.
Ezrick, favorite thing today?
The TikTok that I put in the chat, seeing the New York bus in Ohio.
Kai,
I don't know
Cinnamon flavored
why.
everything.
Kai, favorite thing today?
That's my favorite thing. Cinnamon flavored everything. Just
I love cinnamon.
cinnamon.
We're getting
Right? Cinnamon's great.
we're getting
Cinnamon?
Christmas ale. We're getting all the Christmas beers and stuff right now
No,
too.
see,
I'm so
no,
on
you
board.
fucked it up. Do not know. Halloween
What?
has not happened yet.
I
Do not
agree
say the word
that
until Halloween ends.
that is the problem. That is actually the problem. It's like Oktoberfest isn't really October. Like that's not how Oktoberfest works. If anybody really cares to know that. Anyway, my favorite thing today: Pokemon tarot card readings. Jason likes my smile.
Yeah.
Ezrick likes something about a New York bus in Cleveland. I didn't see this.
Mhm.
I thought it was just funny that your buses are so shitty. We had to send one of ours.
Ooh,
I'm not going to
got
deny
him.
that. We have new buses. Our buses are supposedly new, yet I've never got on one.
I like that laugh.
And Kai likes cinnamon flavored things, even though that's Christmas and it's too early for Christmas.
It's not Christmas.
I'm Dave Moore.
It's
This has
not
been
Christmas.
Inspirations Beyond Disabilities. Of course, if you enjoyed this program and you feel like you're a part of this community, which by listening to this show you are, you can get it every single Monday on your favorite podcatchers. Go give us a rating in whatever app you choose to use to listen to us, because that gets us out to more listeners. And you can get the Inspirations Beyond Disabilities podcast every Friday at noon on the Inspirations Beyond Disabilities podcast YouTube channel. So go to there,
The
check
one.
that out. We're on TikTok, all of us. that's the thing. I'm gonna tell you, Dave. Kye is fly, and Ezrick is blind and NY, and Jason is public. I don't know. You changed it now. I don't know what it is without.
That's
Public
right.
access
Public access pod.
Public access pod.
On Twitter, yeah.
Okay.
And don't forget to be careful with your labambas, everybody.
What?
Is it
Okay.
White Canis Awareness Day? Is that actually
Yes.
happening
Yes,
right
it
now?
is,
And we
Totally
didn't
is.
mention
It
it.
is.
I just, that's
my
That's the whole
God.
point. Brittany is our cane expert, and she refuses to be on the show until she's compensated properly, and we're just not going to do that. Sorry, Brittany.
compensated properly with what? What all the massive piles of money we're bringing in with all
Yes.
six
Yes.
listeners?
Yeah, and all the babes that we're
She's the
bringing in,
fashion- Yeah, she's the fashionista diva that expects more money, and we just can't do it. But you can donate to Inspirations Beyond Disabilities if you want Brittany on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you just have to get Brittany's personal pay information
Right.
and then send us receipts because I think
Yeah.
that's the only way this actually works out.
I love Brittany.
Send
I
us
always
the
like
Cash
picking-
App
I
receipts.
always like picking on people that aren't here, and every time afterwards, Kye goes, "You were mean." She's like, "I don't think you understand the feud you have with Dave." And I was like, "There can only be one bald white man."
The funny thing is, I think
Ezra,
Dave
I need to send
started.
you that screenshot.
Oh God. No, but the funny thing is, Dave started it when he came at Shy and Brittany with the whole.
Starbucks thing. It's because I
Yeah.
listened to an entire show that was
He
all.
was the one who started.
If you were, we're still live. I probably shouldn't say anything at all.
It wasn't that they talked about it; it's that they kept backtracking to other conversations in between. What's your favorite drink? Nobody
Yeah,
actually
but
got
it
it out
was-
without talking about the entire conversation
It
before.
wasn't. You know what? It wasn't. It really wasn't. It was the conversation that was. And this is just me giving you guys shade because I love you guys. It has nothing to do with the actual shade. There was a show there, but the joke, the question that drove me bonkers was, if you were a Starbucks drink, what kind of Starbucks drink would you be? I was like, yeah, no, I'm off now. Like I've been triggered.
Call hot and black. That's me.
If
I could be a Starbucks drink, that's what I would be.
I'm out.
Oh.
I'm gone. Bye.
Hell yeah.
Bye, everybody. Love you. Live stream is still going.
Oh shit.